changed once in 20, 30 years. Of course, it's still clean all the time, though.
Oh, yeah,
so
right. He cleans
And
it.
again, yet he's so powerful in his weakness. And as St. Paul, found power and found, strength in his weakness, so is Brother Noor and Mother Angelica and many others.
And, in his own very, very simple life, he also is able to inspire simplicity, and the wages and the conditions in which so many Tele-Lumiere employees work is very, very poor. I mean, they hardly get anything. That in any other part of the television industry, they'd be making incredibly much more.
Exactly. And, most of the people that work for Tele-Lumiere are volunteers. There are about 300 people that work for the television. About 170 of them are total volunteers for Tele-Lumiere, and the others probably hardly make about $200, $300 a month.
Yep.
So it's very, very minimal wage that goes. Our budget, unlike the other budgets, we have televisions in the Middle East. Their budget is 150 million and 75 million. Tele-Lumiere's budget is only $6 million a year, and I think we're shining more than any other televisions in the Middle East and worldwide. So it's great.
Yeah, it's remarkable. But that's one of the other things too I'd like to talk about. This is not only a Maronite station, is it?
Of course
not.
not.
Limited to the Maronites.
It is ecumenical. It includes all the Eastern Rite Catholics and Orthodox, as well as Latin and as well as Protestant. Of course, it got the approval of the 6 patriarchs, the Eastern and the Western, and everyone has supported Tele-Lumiere over the years. And recently, of course, they gave more of their support because they're seeing the great effect that Tele-Lumiere is doing in the Middle East and worldwide. So it's ecumenical by nature. It's a non-profit organization. Therefore, we cannot endure any commercials. We cannot support any other outsiders so they don't control us.
Right.
The Word of God cannot be controlled. We need to be free. That's why we depend on donations from people and support of our viewers.
But the patriarchs do have some say-so, correct?
They do, of course. All the patriarchs.
First of all, what is a patriarch? A lot of our viewers don't understand, that every part of the church has patriarchs, including the Latin Rite.
Correct.
But what are patriarchs?
Of course, the patriarchs are also apostles, successors of the apostles of Jesus, and they follow certain traditions and certain rites. Our patriarch, for example, Nasrallah Peter Sfayer, he's the successor of St. Peter of Antioch, because Antioch was founded also by St. Peter. So our patriarch at this time, he carries also the seat of Antioch that Peter established.
Right.
Other patriarchs, succeeded Mark or Tom or other, Thomas or other
Mark
apostles.
was established the Patriarchate of Alexandria.
Correct.
And
then you got
St.
Constantinople,
Thomas,
and you get Jerusalem.
That's St. Andrew is Constantinople.
Correct.
And St. Thomas, what patriarchate did he start?
St. Thomas started, well, actually he went all the way to India.
Yes.
So although he went through Turkey, but he went all the way to India. So you got Jerusalem, you got Antioch, you got Constantinople, you got Alexandria, and you got Rome.
Yes.
So these were the 5, if you want to call them, major metropolitan cities at that time. And each patriarchate, has different traditions. So there are the patriarchs of Antioch for the Maronites. Of course, the Melkite have the patriarch. The Syrian Orthodox have their patriarch. Of course, in the West, we have, in the East,
and
Syriac
Catholics.
Syriac Catholics, Armenian Catholic and Orthodox. You got also the Patriarch of Jerusalem, who's the Latin Patriarch. And as a matter of fact, the Pope Benedict XVI, is the Patriarch of the West as well. He's the universal pastor of the whole church.
Right.
He's the Bishop of Rome, and he's also the Patriarch of the West as well.
Exactly. And so these patriarchs are all very involved in making sure that this stays Christian and doesn't get commercial and anything like that. The question is, what do you hope to establish? What effect do you want to have from Tele-Lumiere? First of all, let's deal with some of the groups. Among Christians, how does this affect the Christians in the Middle East and elsewhere? First,
in the Middle East, Tele-Lumiere has become a bread of life. It became their daily bread, the way that we need to eat and drink and have water and everything in the United States and in the West. In the East, people need Tele-Lumiere on a daily basis. First, it gives them the Word of God on a daily basis, and there are, whether there are shut-ins or whether there are people hidden in the shelters because of bombs or whatever is happening in the Middle East, Tele-Lumiere breaks those walls to come to them, to bring them hope, to bring them light, to bring them reconciliation and peace. You know, it also, you know, became a station for people to pray the daily rosary. The rosary is prayed at least 3 times a day. There are spiritual concerts, there are Bible studies, there are all kind of programs that it is offering to people, and you know, bringing people to Christ and bringing Christ to the people. And again, the message that Tele-Lumiere has been broadcasting has been a message of love and hope and reconciliation.
What's the language of broadcast? What's the main language in which they broadcast Tele-Lumiere?
So far, it's been Arabic is the main language that it's been broadcasting, with little English and other languages that we are also including some programs there. Not only speaking to the Arabic speaking worldwide, about 400 million people probably in the Middle East understands that language. So there is a great possibility of all the people hearing the word of God and the message of love, you know, through a tongue that they can understand.
And as I've had guests on in the past who are affected by some of the situations, some of the Christians are in very stressful, if not openly persecution kind of situations. And Tele-Lumiere is also able to help them, for instance, in Iraq and other countries as well.
You know, we receive emails from all over the world. And we've received emails from people that say that we couldn't make it to church today because there was a bomb on the road. So we ended up staying at home to watch the liturgy and to pray at home. People that are hidden in shelters because they were bombing someplace, they ended up watching Tele-Lumiere to bring them the message for that day. Handicapped people that are injured, that are sitting at home, you know, praying the rosary with Tele-Lumiere, as well as knowing what's happening in the rest of the world, especially in the Middle East, knowing what the Church of Rome is doing, what the Church of America is doing, what the Church, you know, the Pope's visit to Africa, and soon his visit to Jordan and other places in the Holy Land. If Tele-Lumiere was not there, there will be no media in the Middle East to let them know about the existence of Christ. And then you would think that you are an island and you are away from everyone else, and you would think that, you know, why should I resist? Why should I exist? Why should I try to witness? I'm the only one, I should give up. But when they know that other Christians are in solidarity with them and they are supporting them in the East as well as in the West, they're going to struggle and they're going to fight and they want to stay. Now,
one other question. There are a lot of non-Christian communities throughout the Middle East. There, of course, are Jewish people who live in Israel and other countries too.
Right.
And there are Muslims, Sunni, Shia, there are Druze, Ismaili, there are one group after another. Do any of them ever watch it?
Tele-Lumiere, you know, first in the Christian homes, you go in Lebanon and there might be four televisions in a house. At least 3 of them are turned on Tele-Lumiere. So you go to the kitchen, the television is on Tele-Lumiere. You go to the living room, it's on Tele-Lumiere. Most of the time, people, that's the only television that they watch. They don't watch anymore some of the other stations that are really giving them headaches and that are pumping all the time violence and hatred and grudges and war and evil and death. That's so much, you know, spread in the Middle East. So even non-Christians, they need hope. Even non-Christians, they need light. Even non-Christians, they need to hear Tele-Lumiere's message, because it's not only for the Christians. So many people in the Middle East,